I mean, they are quite tough to handle. That's how we like them. Hello there, how are you doing? Welcome to Fishing Squad. Now, the first session of this trip, I didn't really get any footage of it. I just took a couple of photos of Jay's Coalfish. It took me about 4 attempts to get a picture where you could actually tell what he'd actually caught. It's just awkward sometimes getting any footage in darkness on a beach. Just another example of that. So anyway, from here we got stuck into a couple more sessions. Just sit back, enjoy the video. It's not the best in terms of species. A couple of funny moments though. So yeah, just enjoy. Hello, welcome to Fishing Squad. Well, today back down the Llyn Peninsula, North Wales, trying for taupe. Might be the last chance saloon, I'm not sure. It just depends on weather, how things go through sort of this side of winter. Got 2 rods out, frozen baits. I haven't even bothered feathering today. Got so much frozen bait, we're going to get through that. I found at this time of year the taupe don't mind frozen. With the water clarity as it is at the minute, it's just going to be horse work feathering, so bang 2 frozen baits out, double our chance of getting one taupe. Just going to fish big baits, going to fish it into darkness. Weirdly, we had a southerly wind that was blasting at 20 miles an hour. Initially we had to take shelter on a different mark. We've come back onto this one as the tide's ebbed out a little bit and the wind's totally swung around to work from the east. So we managed to fish quite comfortably. The tide, well, what swell was here, quelled down a bit. So at the minute I've got 2 dongle rigs on. I think I've shown my rig a few times in videos now, I'm not going to go over that. I will if we get a fish out on it, I'll just go over it again, but we'll see how that goes. So I've got 2 dongles on, 10 Keiki circles, slightly offset the 10 Keiki circles. I've upped taupe, I've had 3 taupe on them I think in the last couple of years, so I'm quite happy using them. I've got a bit of confidence in them. I'm probably like the 2 up patterns now that I feel comfortable with. 10 Keiki circles and 8 O'Shaughnessy's. And obviously the Cox and Roll meat range are pretty good as well. But we've gone a bit quiet on taupe for the last couple of months. Lost one last time I was here. Hopefully our luck changes on this occasion. We're only going to get on today. We did have a session on the beach last night on Whistling Sands trying for bass. Martin had 2. Jay had a Coalfish, I blanked. A tough session really, we fished all night. Then to top it off, Martin locked my car keys in my car. So at 4 o'clock in the morning we were trying to break into my car without smashing a window, which was, we did a good job actually, to be fair. We managed to pop like the rear quarter window out and reach in and grab the keys. I think it's a bit of a technical fault on that. Well, there shouldn't be pre-programmed Skoda like that really. When you press the button to open the boot, if you open the boot and close it, it's locked. It left the keys in the boot, but we managed to sort of break into the car in a gentle way and get the keys recovered. So it was a tough session last night overall. It's like everything just felt like it was against myself from a personal level. I had a cracked ring on one of my eyes in ceramic, the ceramic liner. I just didn't get a bite all night. And there were people up and down the beach catching fish, even people at the side of me catching fish, using the same methods pretty much, and just want my night. So I think this will be the last session we have on this trip on the rocks. It's the only session we're having on the rocks. We're going to probably try some beaches tomorrow on Sunday. It's going to blow 26 mile an hour southwesterly, so a lot of the rock marks will be out of the equation. So we'll try get back on the bass maybe if we can, get some blow lug dug maybe, see how we get on. I've had next to no sleep in the last sort of 24 hours. I've had about 4 hours sleep, if that. So we're running on empty a bit today, but hoping that, fingers crossed, that some fish show. So I'll stop blabbing. I thought I'd give you a bit of a decent intro, spin you around, show you the rods. So the rods, one on the left's the Ron Thompson accelerator. I've got an Abu 7000 C3LD on that. It's a brute of a reel. It's surprisingly cast pretty decently. I think it's probably more aimed at boat work, light boat work. And on the right I've got a Tronics Pro Gorilla surf rod and a slash 30, both loaded with 30-pound line, 70-pound leaders, onto a rig that's got a rig body, 200-pound mono, pulley rig on the rig body, and then 135-pound wire to the 10 Okie circle. Mackerel's the choice of bait. So hopefully get some fish out. So we're going to have a really good go now. I'm glad the conditions have just switched to a favourable sort of, well, it's favourable conditions for a bit of a pocket in the weather, if you like. So we'll see how we get on. The rain hasn't been too bad today either, which is surprising considering what was forecast. So yeah, we'll see how we get on. So I've had nothing as yet on the baits I've got out on the dongle rig, so we're going to try a couple of pennels. We've got a whole mackerel and squid rat for both. See if we can enhance that frozen bait back, put a bit of squid on it. A slow start so far. I've just got one of the mackerel baits with squid attached to it. I'm just going to fire it out. Hopefully. Been practicing. You never know. It wasn't the best one, that one. I found it better with the Ron Thompson rod with the last cast. I struggled a bit with that then. I lost something mid no, when you pull it round. Timing or something maybe, I don't know. We get Llyn on camera, Jay's here, and Marty's here. Look, he's just getting kettle on. He don't like being associated with fishing squad, do you? I've just told him how you locked my car keys in car last night, like. Cheers, pal. And how we expertly broke into it. Car theft service. What are we doing now then? Yeah. Right, so he's just getting a brew on. Nice one, Martin. We've got a big tide today, and about 2 hours after low tide now, and the swell's just beginning to pick up. It's still blowing easterly inshore, but I suspect out there the southerly winds that are forecast for the next 24 hours are on the way through. I've just had a husk bite, what I suspect was a husk bite. It materialised into nothing, unfortunately. You can see there's a dramatic change in the sea compared to earlier in the video. Right, well, the rain's come. The swell's really picked up, as you can see in the background. Jay's just had a 6 or 7 pound us, which we're out going with Martin. I've had nothing. I haven't had a fish yet on this trip through. I can honestly say, I believe, that was a good wave. I believe this is the first time I've blanked on here this year. I'm not sure. There's still 15 minutes left, so. And with the light level, it is getting dark, a little bit dark now. It looks lighter on than it actually is. With the light level as it is, there's a chance of hooking something still. But I'm packing everything away slowly. Sorry, we're getting rained on, so we'll just have to see what happens. I think what we're going to do is go back up, get sorted, we'll get some food, and then dig some worm in the morning and go hard at it again tomorrow. This will be the last tow session, possibly of the year for me, I think. I'm not sure. just don't, it possibly hasn't been as good as the last 2 years really for me. Oh, nearly falling over. After a cracking start really. It's just all about luck and the look into it though. You know. But, yeah, a bit disappointed. But every time I come through, every time I plan to come through, the weather changed at the last minute and it blows an absolute hooligan. So that's why we're stuck with this today. It's a big tide, slight bit of wind on here with a big tide, you know, with the wind behind a big tide. You ain't got long to fish after low water. Not safely anyway. So, right, if nothing happens, we're going to continue this video into tomorrow. The next section will hopefully be digging some worms, unless I get a fish out, hopefully. This sea is really getting some tempo to it now. But first fish of the trip, Coalfish. Day after now, we're on the beach. We've got a few blow lugs and we've got, well, Martin's managed to get a sand eel, so we're taking them onto the beach for our evening session. We've got a few blacks still, got some squid, mackerel, and Paul's donating us some blow lug, so we're going to go pick them up on the way to the beach for the night session. Right, I've just cast both rods out. Got 2 hook flappers out with blow lug on both at the moment. We have got some squid and mackerel. We'll start off with blow lug just because it was the easiest bait to get on. Just while we sort a few bits of kit out. The sun's going down rapidly. Got a stunning backdrop really. Got a nice bit of surf on. Hopefully we should get some fish out, fingers crossed. Guys, we had to move because the sea's come in. We had to move back down the beach out of the way so it was safer, sort of thing. I just had a fish, it's a pollock. Unfortunately, he didn't give me a bite, and his guts, he wasn't gut up, but it's caught like the top of his esophagus, if you like, I suppose. It basically sticked its guts up. So. We'll keep him for the table. It's not the biggest, he's legal size though, so waste not, want not. Yeah. So at least there's actually a fish feeding. Hopefully a sign of things to come. It's been a long way for a conger and a pollock so far, so we'll see how we get on. We'll keep at it. I've had a couple of bites, only tiddly bites, nothing conclusive. I think I did have a slack line earlier on when Paul was here. Yeah, Paul come down to see us on the beach, sorry if we'll pick that worm up. So we'll see how we get on now. But, like I say, we'll keep that pollock. It's a bit of a waste really if you don't keep it. It's a shame really for it, but it can happen, can't it? It didn't give me a bite. It was like literally, the hook wasn't in too far, but it caught on top of its guts. So, right, we'll get rebaited so we can get something else. Right, well, it's developing into a tough night really. The sea's ebbed out. We've had problems with big piles of kelp getting in the way on your line. I lost a couple of rigs due to it as well. Martin did have a coalfish, not a bad one. We're in amongst a load of kelp actually did caught on his rig, but we are having problems with the kelp. Through in the fishing, it's been a poor session again. We've tried all sorts of stuff. I think we're about on the last bait up, to be fair. Just haven't had the fish despite our efforts. It's a bit disappointing. We're going to give it another half hour probably and then get off, I think. If nothing else happens. If nothing else happens, I'll do the close down to video when we get back probably. It's been poor though, absolutely shocking for us this, guys. Disappointed, tried really hard. But we all have tried really hard. It's just not produced. But just made me think that maybe I might do a bit more beach fishing going forward though. I think I'll be using braid if I do, based on what's happened tonight with the mainline parting with big clumps of weed on it. So see what happens anyway going forward. I think it's inspired me a bit these last couple of days to consider doing some beach fishing going forward on a more regular basis. There's plenty of beaches to go out around here, and yeah, this beach here happens to be my favourite one. Got a lot of childhood memories on this beach, not just from fishing. Yeah, not a lot's happening, guys. We'll do a close down when we get back, unless something happens in between now and then. I think Jay's already packed away. You packed away? You packed away?
I am doing, yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah. He's had enough. Don't blame him really. Yeah. Right guys, managed to get a coalfish. I managed to get a coalfish. I got a load of weed on my line again. I'll reel it in. And on my rig was him, but unfortunately, like Mr. Pollock, yeah, it's definitely a coalfish, as you can see.
Yeah, it is definitely.
Straight line. It does look a bit dodgy, but it's a coalie, 110% coalfish.
It is coalie, definitely.
Yeah. So we're going to get bored out.
Tilt line up and down on it.
Right guys, so that's the end of that trip. A long way to go on my own personal note. A coalfish, a conger and a pollock. That's fishing. I've had massive more successes this year, and yeah, it's just not as good as it has been. But we'll be having another go in a couple of weeks, which I'm really looking forward to that. And we'll be going 110% again at that. Fished it really hard, honestly. Went above and beyond what I'd normally go. Unfortunately, I just didn't get the results. The first night on the beach, other people were catching fish. I didn't catch any. That's just how it goes. It's just as simple as this. If the fish aren't in front of you, you won't catch them. That's just as simple as it is. Fish like bass especially, they move in and out really fast in shoals. You know, they cover quite a bit of distance. And if they're not there, you just will not catch them. And it's as simple as that. I thought it might have been something I was doing wrong. I've looked at a few things, looked at other people's rigs. I'm doing exactly the same as them. Just be a case of I were in the wrong spot on the beach, which is fine. The last session we had on there, we literally last beach session we had, we fished 3 sections of the beach throughout the tide. It was a big tide, so it didn't enable us to fish the full beach, the solitary mark that we wanted to fish for the full tide. So we had to move about in order to stay safe. So yeah, it's a bit of a blow that we didn't get anything spectacular, but both me and Jay both had a coalfish for the species hunt. Martin had a nice rockling. And on the first night, I had a keepable bass that we had for breakfast when we got back at like 6 in the morning. And you know what? I panned Friday and it was absolutely delicious. It's the freshest I've ever had bass. That I've caught them and ate them before, but I've usually not had time to cook them while I'm there. I'm usually freezing them and bringing them back. But fresh bass, I've just run the 2 fleets off while we're on the beach, descaled it in the water. It was superb. Really tasty, and there's no better than a bit of fresh fish, is there? So what we're going to do next, I think I'm siding towards a bit more beach fishing as the year draws to a close, as the species draws to a close. We are probably going to have one more go for tote, but at the same time we'll be doing a lot of beach fishing. So that'll be in about 2 weeks' time, I think. But we need some species, so we'll just see what happens from that front. So other than that, I hope you've enjoyed this video. I think the picture quality is a lot better than it has been. So other than that, that's it. So keep safe, tight lines. I'll see you soon. Thank you.